Sunday night. You lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, and you make a decision. You feel it in your chest. Tomorrow, things are going to change. You set the alarm for 5 a.m., already imagining the new, disciplined version of you that follows through. Monday comes, and you actually do it. Tuesday goes well too. But by Wednesday, something comes up. Or nothing comes up, and you just skip a day. Thursday, you tell yourself they'll catch up. And by Friday, the entire plan has been quietly buried. No announcement, just silence. Here is the part that cuts the deepest. You know you are not lazy. A genuinely lazy person would not feel this intense guilt over coming up short. The fact that you keep starting over again and again proves that you deeply want this. If the desire is present, but the outcome is always the same, the flaw isn't your character. You are simply running a broken strategy. We live in an environment aggressively engineered to fracture your attention. Your phone buzzes constantly, your feed's refreshed by the second, and there are 17 tabs open in your brain at any given moment. The modern world has zero tolerance for slowness. In response to this chaos, you engage in goal stacking. You decide to work out daily, read 20 pages, and build a business all at once. You pile these massive behavioral demands onto the exhausted person you are right now. You aren't failing because you lack discipline. You are failing because you are trying to sprint before you've mastered the foundational mechanics of a walk. There is a 5-letter concept in Japan called Kaizen. It translates roughly to change for the better. But in practice, it is a philosophy built entirely around infinitesimally small, consistent improvements. Consider the story of Taro, a 19th-century wooden bowl maker. When he first started, his cuts were uneven. Desperate to improve quickly, he would go home and practice until his hands bled, attempting to master in a few weeks the techniques that took others decades. The result was exhaustion and declining precision. An older master watched him rush and offered a single intervention. He told Taro to stop trying to become a master craftsman all at once. His only job was to make his very next cut slightly smoother than his previous one. Taro took a breath and focused solely on that immediate, localized action. He did this the next day and the day after that. From the outside, the daily progress was entirely invisible. Over the years, however, that microscopic daily effort compounded, making him one of the most respected artisans in his region. Enduring behavioral change doesn't come from obsessing over the finish line. It is built entirely on the mastery of the immediate next step. This philosophy scales far beyond a single woodworking shop. After the Second World War, Japan faced the task of rebuilding its shattered infrastructure and economy from almost nothing. They did not rebuild through radical, sweeping overhauls. Instead, the nation, and specifically companies like Toyota, turned to Kaizen. They systematized tiny, reliable improvements on the factory floor, focusing completely on what could be made a fraction more efficient today. This chart maps out the mathematical reality of that approach. If you improve a process by a mere 1% every day for a single year, that tiny daily fraction compounding exponentially, leaving you 37 times better than where you started. Whether you are rebuilding an industrial empire or attempting to reshape your morning routine, massive success relies entirely on the direction of your smallest daily actions, not the volume of your willpower. The question is how to pull this from the 19th century workshop and the factory floor directly into your distraction-filled modern life. First, make the habit embarrassingly small. If you want to start exercising, your new goal isn't a 1-hour gym session. It's simply putting your gym shoes next to the door. By shrinking the initial requirement to an almost comical degree, you completely neutralize your brain's natural resistance to effort. Second, measure direction, not distance. Did you read one single page today? Did you do a single push-up? Any forward momentum at all effectively defeats the failure of a 0 day. The distance will take care of itself later. Right now, the direction is what matters. Third, protect the streak. On your worst days, execute a deeply compromised version of your habit. Doing 10 squats in your pajamas preserves something far more vital than physical fitness. It preserves the identity of someone who simply shows up, no matter what. These 3 rules systematically reprogram your mind. They force your brain to stop treating behavioral change as a massive, exhausting threat. turning it instead into a frictionless daily baseline. You have to stop viewing consistency as a genetic personality trait that you lack. Consistency is a mechanical system, and you have simply been running the wrong one. The Japanese call this shokunin kishitsu, the craftsman spirit. It is the quiet, daily practice of executing your work with care, totally decoupled from fleeting feelings of motivation. You show up and do the work, regardless of how you feel. Tonight, select one single habit that you keep failing to maintain. Deliberately scale it down until failing to do it feels absolutely ridiculous. Just open the book. Just write a single sentence. You don't build unbreakable consistency by trying to force your way through the landscape. You build it the same way a river carves a canyon. Not with sudden bursts of force, but by quietly, inevitably moving forward because it has no other choice.